from Washington, here's Larry King.
Good evening. Some call it entertainment. The competitors in the octagon using martial arts skill until one surrenders or is knocked unconscious. It's called ultimate fighting. Some say this sport is ultimate brutality. Here to discuss this new pop culture craze are two who favor it: Ultimate Fighting Championship creator Robert Meyrowitz and Ultimate Fighting Superfight champion Ken Shamrock. Two men who oppose the sport are Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Mark Rather and Arizona Senator John McCain. McCain and Meyrowitz are with us here in Washington. Shamrock is at our LA studios, and Mark Ratner is in Las Vegas. And we'll start with Bob Meyrowitz. Since you created this Ultimate Fighting Championship, where'd you find it?
Well, actually, it was a concept when a friend of mine kept telling me about Taekwondo and how tough Taekwondo is, and I said, is Taekwondo superior to karate? And he said, you don't get it, they don't fight each other. And that then became of interest to us. They don't fight each other, then how do you know which martial art is superior? We then found out that in Japan, South America, and many countries, they did have mixed martial arts. And so we brought that concept here to America.
And it is called Ultimate Fighting?
Ultimate Fighting Championship.
And it is mixed martial arts. Is that its concept? In other words, I can use anything I want to use?
Any martial art you have.
John, what's the rub? Senator?
Well, you saw some of the clips there. Some of it is so brutal that it nauseates people. Even hardened individuals are repelled by this.
You were a boxer,
the lowest. I was a boxer and a wrestler, both very mediocre. But I would point out that this kind of sport, I think, first of all, the health of the combatants is at risk when you have basically a no rules, except for eye gouging, kind of a sport. And second of all, it appeals to the lowest common denominator in our society, and it's something that I think there's just no place for.
Beyond consenting adults, then?
Well, I think there's lots of things that we prevent consenting adults from doing. We wouldn't let two people do what they're doing in that octagon in a bar or in the street. We regulate all other sports where we emphasize safety. This sport emphasizes blood. It emphasizes crippling or injuring one of the combatants.
Ken Shamrock, an Ultimate Fighter, super fight champion. In fact, you'll be commentating at a big championship in Denver on December 16th. Why do you do this?
Well, it's a sport, you know, or it's an event. It's a chance where you can go in and test your ability against someone else's ability. And it's not necessarily like Senator McCain is saying. He's saying it's more like brutality. To me, brutality is when another person beats up another person on the street. But when you're talking about an event where you have two professional athletes stepping into the ring and competing against each other, I call that an event. I don't call that brutality. Boxing has an event, football has an event, hockey has an event, but nevertheless, you still have people getting hurt in those events.
Are there rounds, Ken?
No, there are no rounds. It's a 30-minute time period, and then there's a 5-minute overtime if it comes to a draw.
And then no fight after 35 minutes, it's declared a draw?
Yes.
And you lose by being knocked unconscious or quitting?
Yes, there's actually 3 ways. The referee can intervene in the fight if the man is unconscious, or if he has a cut that he thinks is severe enough to stop the fight, he will step in if the corner guy cannot see it. Another way you can lose is if your corner guy throws in the towel, noticing that his fighter is not, can do his best at that point in time. Also, a tap out can also happen.
What's
and
that?
A knockout. A tap out is when a guy gets a hold like a chokehold, arm bar, leg lock, heel hook, ankle hold, anything that has to do with a submission or joint lock.
Checkmate.
He can tap out. Yeah, it's like a checkmate.
Mark, how is this different than just an extension of boxing or hockey?
Well, I consider boxing a sport. I consider the Ultimate Fighting as a entertainment, and it is. It's very violent. Boxing, we have regulations. They wear gloves. They're medically checked before they go in the ring. We have doctors, neurosurgeons at ringside in the case of any problems. We're very well regulated in the sport of boxing, and this sport is not regulated whatsoever.
Does Nevada allow it?
No, sir.
How many states do?
Nor does any state that has boxing commissions.
Can I just interject 1 second? What Mark says is true about boxing. It also happens to be true about Ultimate Fighting. All of our fighters are checked by a physician prior to the fight, checked by another physician at the fight. We have 3 physicians, accredited physicians from various state athletic commissions who check them there. And we do everything that the most strenuous athletic commission would ask us to do. So it is really not correct that we don't do everything that everyone else is doing. We're doing exactly what boxing is doing. The only difference is we don't have a government organization regulating us.
How many states allow it?
There's no, it is really a technical question as to who allows it and who doesn't. If you have, as New York State has a boxing and wrestling commission, technically kickboxing, which takes place all the time in New York State and in many states, then is unregulated and technically is not allowed by the state.
So you can put this on in New York?
We have.
You have? You put it on in any state you want?
We put it on in Buffalo. It was extremely successful there. We had no problems. We have never had one serious injury in 2 years.
They've just been prevented from having a fight or event in Brooklyn after After an event was held in Charlotte, North Carolina. The next day, the Charlotte City Council voted a unanimous resolution never to allow anything like that in their city again. This was an Ultimate Fighting thing, same deal that you do. It's the same deal that you do.
It is
yes,
not.
What's the difference, Ken?
The difference is we have professional fighters that come in there, and these guys have been with the organization ever since it started. I've been fighting for 4 years. A lot of the people that they bring in these like other organizations, they don't have the trained physicians. They don't have the trained fighters. They bring people in that aren't professional. What we do is a professional show, and like Bob Meyrowitz said, we have professional physicians there, and they are checked before the fight, they are checked after the fight, they're checked during the fight, and we have one standing ringside in case there is any injury in the ring. The physician steps inside the ring before the fighter leaves the ring to make sure that there is no injuries that are going to be serious.
On this break, when we break, we're going to see a scene of Ken fighting. Do you know when this clip is from, Ken?
I'm not sure which clip you're going to show. It's, I believe it's the Oleg Taktarov fight.
This is Super Fight 7.
Yes, I believe that's with Oleg Taktarov.
And where was this?
That was in Buffalo, New York.
All right, let's watch Ken Shamrock go at it, and we'll continue, and then your phone calls. Don't go away. Here's Ken.
Was replaced by Steve Jenner, who won it all. In Super Fight, in UFC 5. He and Royce Gracie Wade, as Claudius Taktarov. He's got room again. It's going to come with that right. There it is.